From the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, it's time for Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, Junior Edition.
Hello and welcome to Year 5 of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl's Junior Edition. We're here at the Collins Aerospace Studio here at the Nordloff Center. I'm still Greg Peterson. Players are a little bit younger, but the rules are the same, so let's go ahead and meet the teams. Let's start with Rockford Lutheran, who's been part of this bowl for about 2 seasons now. A year ago, they won their first round game, but then they ran into the eventual champs, Keith Country Day, in the second round. Sophia, you're the captain. Let's meet your team.
Hi, I'm Sophia. To my immediate right, we have Ava. To my far right, we have Sammy. And to my immediate left, we have Trinity.
Welcome. And up against you is St. Bridget, who took last year off, but they've returned to hopefully try to recapture that Season 2 magic. They made the championship game back in Season 2. St. Bridget, Paloma, you're the captain. Let's meet you guys.
Hi, my name is Paloma. To my right is Michaela. To my left is Nathan. And to my far left is David.
Welcome to you as well. So like I said, even though we've got a younger crowd of players, the rules are exactly the same. And that means that we start with the buzz-in round, which is brought to you, as always, by Rockford University. Fingers on buzzers, 10 points a question. We know how this works. Good luck to both teams. We start with question 1. Name the U.S. state that holds American gold reserves at Fort Knox. That is Sophia.
California?
That's incorrect, sorry. So I finished for St. Bridget, which sits south of its most populous city, Louisville, and west of its, that is Paloma.
Kentucky?
Is correct. Question 2. What character, played by Ben Schwartz in a movie series and the spin-off show Knuckles, is a chili dog-loving hedgehog rival of, that's Nathan.
Sonic?
Sonic the Hedgehog is right. What river formed Lake Nasser when the Aswan High Dam was built on it? This longest river in Africa flows northward through... Sophia
Nile?
Is right. What Italian Renaissance artist painted the Madonna of the Rocks and a mural of the Last Supper and used mirror writing in his many... that is Sophia.
Da Vinci?
Is right. What author, nicknamed the Belle of Amherst, wrote about a carriage that held only her and eternity in Because I Could Not Stop for Death? We finally stumped you guys. That's Emily Dickinson. Everybody's back in. Question 6. What kind of animal has phylums like platyhelminths, nematoda, and annelids, which are made up of flat, round, or segmented ones of these animals? These wriggly animals are known for aerating soil by burrowing through it. That is Sammy.
Worms?
Worms. What president who claimed "I am not a crook" was pardoned by Gerald Ford, who succeeded this president after he resigned due to the Watergate scandal? Our viewers at home are feeling a little old right now. That's Richard Nixon. Everybody's back in. What planet contains the enormous volcano Olympus Mons? That's Nathan.
Mars?
Good buzz. What substance is nicknamed the universal solvent, is the foundation of aqueous solutions, and has chemical formula H2O? That's Paloma.
Water.
Won the buzzer race and 10 points. What musical term describes the vocal range of Mozart's Queen of the Night, who sings an F 2 octaves above middle C? This term describes the highest voice that is Sophia.
Soprano?
Is right. What pop musician sings Old Habits Die Screaming in the... That's Michaela.
Taylor Swift.
10 points. This character from the Aeneid avenges the death of Patroclus by killing Hector and dragging his body around Troy, but that's Paloma. That's time, sorry, so we finished it out, but was killed when he was shot in his only vulnerable place, his heel. That's time, that's where the phrase Achilles' heel comes from. What poetic form has a Petrarchan type made up of an octave and a sestet, and an Elizabethan type that was used to write "My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun," one of the many of these 14-line poems written by Shakespeare? Sophia?
Haiku.
No. And Nathan?
Limerick.
No, this is a sonnet. What shape, whose unit type is studied in trigonometry, uses the word circumference instead of perimeter? Sophia?
Circle.
Is right. What religious figure is the symbolic father of the tribes of Israel, which are descended from this man's, that's Sophia?
Abraham.
Incorrect, sorry. From this man's 12 sons, including Levi, Benjamin, and Paloma.
Abraham.
No, it's Jacob, sorry. And that is time. That is the end of the round, and we are off to a flyer here. It is a 50-50 tie right now. We'll be back for the volleyball round after this. And welcome back. We are starting off the season with a tie game so far, and it's going to be the volleyball round up next. But before we get there, I'd like to thank our judge today. That's Yanni Osler, who's an administrative assistant in HR for Bergstrom. We can't do this without our judges, so thank you for your help. But now it's the volleyball round. We know this is a conferral round, that the answers are coming just from the captains, but that you'll have those 5 seconds to talk it over and get something to me. We also know that if your team misses a question, it doesn't rebound to the other team. We just volleyball it straight over and they get one of their own. So it's going to be Rockford Lutheran with the first question in this round. Everybody ready? Let's go. Lutheran, what figure, the parent of Sleipnir, Jormungand, and Hel, caused the death of Balder and was the Norse trickster god?
Loki.
Yes. St. Bridget, what adjective describes numbers like 2, 3, 5, and 7 because they can't be evenly divided by any number except for 1 and themselves?
Prime.
Yes. Lutheran, what class of pigments did Pete Mondrian use to color in blocks of his painting Broadway Boogie Woogie? This type of color includes red, yellow, and blue, which can be mixed to make other colors.
Primary.
Yes. St. Bridget, what man who originated the Join or Die political cartoon probably didn't actually conduct a key and kite thought experiment about electricity, but was actually a founding father of America?
Benjamin Franklin.
Is right. Lutheran, what type of renewable energy is collected and stored by photovoltaic cells, which can be built in large arrays underneath wind turbines for efficient use of land?
The sun.
I'm going to prompt.
UV.
No, we're looking for solar energy coming from the sun. St. Bridget, what kind of disaster, which began near the Kilian and Palatine Hills near the Circus Maximus in 64 CE, was blamed on Christians by the Emperor Nero, who supposedly fiddled while it destroyed 3/4 of Rome?
Eruption.
No, it's a fire. That's over to Lutheran. Qaqortoq and Nuuk are cities on what island northwest of Iceland whose size is unrealistically similar to the size of Africa on a Mercator projection map?
Australia.
No, it's Greenland. It's big, but it's not as big as the maps say. St. Bridget, what physical phenomenon may be mechanical, as seen on the surface of the ocean, or electromagnetic, as seen in radio signals?
Waves.
Is right. Lutheran, what man is alerted by lanterns placed 1 if by land and 2 if by sea while on a midnight ride to warn of a British invasion in a Henry Wadsworth Longfellow poem?
Paul Revere. Oh.
Say it again.
Paul Revere.
That's right, and it was in time. St. Bridget, what length of time, which John Passepartout helps win a Reform Club bet during, titles a Jules Verne novel in which Phileas Fogg travels around the world?
80 days.
Is right. Lutheran, what football team, which Barry Sanders prematurely retired from in 1998, lost to the Commanders in the 2025 playoffs, plays at Ford Field, and is quarterbacked by Jared Goff?
Does anyone like football? Alligators?
Not the Detroit Lions. And that is time. I heard that anybody like football there. That's great. St. Bridget currently with the 10-point lead. It's 90-80. I have a feeling this one's going to be close all the way to the wire. We're going to be playing for some pizza, but first, a break.
The male version of what bird is defined by its crimson red color and black face mask and shares a name with St. Louis's baseball team?
And welcome back. We've got a tight game here, but the score is not going to change for the moment because we're going to play the Bergstrom bonus question. It's sponsored by Salomone's Italian Restaurant, and you're all alone here, you're all on the buzzer, like it's a regular buzzer question, but the winner's going to get a pizza and pasta party for their team. Ready? Here we go. The male version of what bird is defined by its crimson red color? And that is Sophia.
A robin?
That's incorrect.
Oh, not.
Sorry. And Paloma.
A cardinal.
A cardinal is correct. So no penalty points wise, but Paloma, you've earned your team a pizza and pasta party courtesy of Salomone's Italian Restaurant. We'll be back to be playing for actual points in a moment. And welcome back. Like I keep saying, we've got a close game, but it's time for the lightning round. The lightning round is powered, as always, by IBEW NECA. Now, St. Bridget, you're going to have your choice of the lightning round here. We've got 3 options for you to pick from. Do you want to be hearing questions about human organs, groups in Greek mythology, or NBA MVPs in history?
NBA MVPs in history.
Okay. Lutheran, you're going to get to pick later between which of those other 2 you want. So St. Bridget, you know we need all the answers coming from Paloma. I'm going to give you an NBA player that won multiple MVP awards. I need you to name the team for which they won those awards. If they played for another team and didn't win MVP there, that's a wrong answer. I need the team that they won it as. And for all of these, you can give me the location name or the team name or both. Make sense? Okay. Lutheran, be paying attention because you'll get a chance to steal anything that they miss. But we start out with a minute on the clock. Again, name me the team where they won MVP. Question 1. Michael Jordan.
Chicago Bulls.
Yes. Nikola Jokic, who's won 3 since 2021 in Colorado.
Nuggets.
Yes. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Bucks.
Yes. Larry Bird and Bill Russell.
Celtics.
Yes. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic Johnson, but
Lakers.
not. Yes. LeBron James in Ohio or Florida, but not California.
Cavaliers.
Either would have been right, yeah. Stephen Curry, who still
Warriors.
Yes. Steve Nash in Arizona.
Suns.
Yes. Tim Duncan and maybe...
Spurs.
Yes. Wilt Chamberlain. There's 2 acceptable answers, but they're in the same city.
Lakers.
No. And that was the last question, so that's the end of the round. 9 out of 10 is impressive for a team, but Paloma, that's particularly impressive from you. So we got 1 coming your way, Lutheran. You will have 30 seconds to decide and give me an answer. Again, I'm going to give you an NBA player who won multiple MVP awards. I need the team where they won that. Here we go. Wilt Chamberlain. There's 2 acceptable answers here, but they're in the same city.
Does anyone know? Chicago?
No, sorry. It's Philadelphia, the 76ers, but also the Warriors. So you didn't steal the 1 there, but there was only 1 to steal because of how well St. Bridget did, but now you get to do the same to them. You're choosing between human organs and groups in Greek mythology.
Is anyone good in Greek mythology? Organs.
Okay. Human organs, I'm going to give you a part of it and its main purpose, and then I just need you to name the organ of the human body. 60 seconds on the clock. Here we go. Question 1. Bronchioles, paired organs that provide oxygen.
Lungs.
Yes. Aortic valves, it pumps blood through the body.
Heart.
Yes. The portal vein, it detoxifies blood and self-repairs.
Pass.
Nephrons, they're bean-shaped blood filterers.
Kidneys.
Yes. Gastric mucosa, it breaks down food.
Stomach.
Yes. Endometrium lining, it develops a fetus.
Ovary.
No. Ureters and urethra. It stores urine.
Bladder.
Yes. The islets of Langerhans. It produces insulin to moderate blood sugar.
Pass.
Okay.
Dang it.
Red and white pulp. It filters red blood cells.
Veins.
No. And namesake stones. It stores bile.
Kidney stones. Kidney stones.
No. The portal vein. It detoxifies blood, and that's time. So I think I have you as, yeah, there we go. 5 right for you, 50 points. So the remaining questions, now that I've realized what I'm doing, you got 30 seconds, St. Bridget. They're gonna move pretty fast, but again, I'm gonna give you a part of a human organ, and I'm gonna give you the organ's main purpose, and you just need to name the organ. Here we go. The portal vein, it detoxifies blood and self-repairs.
Liver.
Is right. The endometrium lining, it develops a fetus.
Pass.
The islets of Langerhans, it produces insulin to moderate blood sugar.
Pass.
Red and white pulp, it filters red blood cells.
Lymph.
No, sorry. And namesake stones, it stores bile.
Pass.
Endometrium lining, it develops a fetus.
Stomach.
No. And we are out of time, but you did manage to steal liver there. So that means there's 4 that we didn't get between us. The endometrium and developing a fetus, that's a uterus on that one. The islets of Langerhans, though many people think they are in Denmark, are in the pancreas. The red and white pulp and the filtering of blood cells, that's what your spleen actually does. And yes, there are kidney stones, but there are also gallstones. That's the gallbladder there at number 10. So we've got the biggest margin of the game so far, but we still have a tight game. In our last round, it's going to be 20 points for every single question. So we'll be back for that last round right after this. And welcome back to State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition. We're starting off the season with a barn burner here. We finish this very close game with the final challenge, which is brought to you, as always, by Mercy Health. This is on the buzzer. These are individual questions, but this time it's 20 points apiece, so we feel how fast these scores can change. Good luck, both teams. Here we go. Tchaikovsky's 1889 ballet adaptation of what fairy tale inexplicably features Cinderella attending the wedding of Princess Aurora? The title, that's Paloma.
Sleeping Beauty.
Is right. What landmark, which is toured by the Maid of the Mist, includes Horseshoe Falls and American Falls between New York and Ontario? That's Ava.
Niagara Falls.
Is right. What modern country was the home of Heian-era writers like Sei Shonagon and Murasaki Shikibu, who lived in what's now Kyoto? That's Kieran.
Japan.
Is right. What term from statistics indicates the number that appears most often in a that's Paloma.
Mode.
In time and correct. What company whose music branch sponsored the Super Bowl 59 half? That's Paloma.
Apple.
Good speed, that's right. What adjective describes the energy that's believed to speed up the expansion of the universe, as well as a type of matter that can, Sophia?
Light.
Sorry, no. A type of matter that cannot typically be detected. Austin?
Dark matter.
Dark, yes. Dark matter, and that start was dark energy. Florence was the origin of what movement whose key thinkers included Erasmus and Da Vinci? That's Kieran.
Italy.
No, sorry. I'll finish. And Da Vinci, a 15th and 16th century rebirth of classical Greek thought. It's Sammy.
The
Not in time, sorry. That's what the Renaissance is defined as. One of those things that we all know what it is, but not maybe the definition. What novel in which invaders with red weeds and heat ray firing tripods are wiped out by common bacteria was written by H.G. Wells about Martians attacking Earth? Kieran?
The End of the World.
Nope. Lutheran with a chance to buzz if they... Sammy.
Space Invaders.
No, it's called War of the Worlds. What myth system, whose Templo Mayor is dedicated to Huitzilopochtli, worshipped deities such as Quetzalcoatl from what's now Mexico City? Sammy?
Aztec.
That's right. Benjamin Banneker helped survey what planned city at a location that was set by the 1790 Residence Act. This city lies along the Potomac River on land taken from Maryland and Virginia to form a... That's Sophia.
Washington, D.C.
To form a federal capital, that's right. What cell organelle, which is not present in red blood cells, contains the genome of a cell, usually within its chromosomes? That's Sophia.
Cytoplasm?
Nope. St. Bridget with a chance. Austin?
Ribosomes.
No, that's the nucleus there. And what city, which is home to a water cube that serves as a national aquatic center and a bird's nest national stadium completed in 2008, has hosted Olympic Games in 2008 and 2022 as the capital of China? That's Sophia.
I don't know.
Sorry. And Paloma?
Beijing.
Is correct. And that's the end of the game. So it's a, yeah, well done both teams. 500-point total score is a very impressive way to start the season. Rockford Lutheran 190 is definitely something to be proud of, but St. Bridget with the win today. Well done. We'll see you all next week for hopefully another game this good. Bye now.